TinyTableGames. Today I'll be playing from the Battletech Beginner Box, which is different than the Battletech Essentials box in a couple of ways. It's the same abridged rule set, so there's just one forward firing arc. Back armor doesn't exist, it's just all-around armor. Heat sinks don't exist, piloting checks don't exist, stuff like that. So same as the Essentials box rules-wise. Different piece of fiction, if you're interested, and two different, still comes with just 2 miniatures. They're different than the Essentials box, but it also comes with 8 more cardboard cutouts and a total of 8 mech record sheets. So you could actually do a 4-on-4 battle, which we'll probably do because I like to do everything that you can do in the box on its own. And then after that, I plan on combining the boxes probably for one, if you will, beginner/essentials mega battle with those rules. So there you go. Let's get to it.
Hey, today is the first game of the Battletech Beginners Box, and here's how the map is laid out. I used every piece of terrain tile, little hex bits that come in the box, which is just lighter heavy woods basically, but makes for a slightly more blockaded map, which should be more interesting. On one side, we've got a Griffin GRF-15 with an LRM-5 medium-large laser, and his buddy is a Locust LCT-1B, which just has a medium laser and 2 machine guns. Opposing them today is the Vindicator VND-1SISC, I guess, which medium, small, and large lasers and LRM-10, pretty heavy loadout. And his compatriot is a slightly heavier loaded Locust with 2 mediums and 2 small lasers. The loadouts are done that way because the Griffin over here with this loadout is 10 tons heavier than the Vindicator, and so medium lasers and large lasers have an advantage in this version of the game because there's no heat sinks, so there's never a turn where you're not going to fire them if you can. So for starting initiative, the Griffin, Team Griffin I should say, 9 versus Team Vindicator, which is a 7. So Team Griffin wins the initiative. Okay, for the first move, the Vindicator is going to go ahead and go, and he is going to probably be making use of his LRM-10, since he could probably hit that other guy's right now based on its range of 21. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not really going to get it done, is it? Problem is, once you get 3 points of intervening forest, you lose line of sight. Kind of need that, so how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the Griffin side's turn, he is going to activate his jump jets right off the bat. He can jump up to 5. Remember, there's no heat, so that kind of works out good for him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And land with a torso twist right there at the edge of the woods, which puts him screened from enemy fire, but in a good position to do something about it next turn. And before I forget, throwing in their dice, he ran but didn't move very far. He jumped and got, 5 hexes? So there you go. Okay, back over here. What's this Locust gonna do? He's got lasers and nothing else. Well, he's quick enough. Maybe he can get out of that guy's front arc if he cuts hard right. He'll, I'm sure, be intercepted by the other Locust, but at least it'd be useful. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because, yep, he runs 12. And that gives him a black running dice with a 4 on it for his modifier for having moved so many hexes. And finally, the Griffin's Locust compatriot, who has 1 medium laser and 2 machine guns, which only have a range of 3, which means he's going to have to get up close and personal quick, so that's what he's going to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Puts him in position to exchange machine gun fire right off the bat, though there is that modifier. He also ran and he also ran like crazy, so that's a +4 for him as well. That ends the movement on turn 1. So, for the shooting phase for turn 1, we're going to start off with the Vindicator making his declarations. Originally, I was going to have him shoot over here at the Griffin, but having looked at the location of this locus, there's only one light woods between him and the Vindicator, so I think he is going to declare all his attacks such as they are, which is just going to be the probably, let's see, how far away is he? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, so the large laser and the LRM-10 are going to go into him. This guy, for his purposes, is going to unload on the other locus, as was his original plan. The other Vindicator locus is going to fire right back at the locus owned by the Griffin, and the Griffin himself only has the Vindicator in his forward arc, but the problem is there's too many woods, so he's just going to sit there and listen to the sounds of gunfire. The Vindicator is going to fire into the Griffin-owned locus over there. It's 10 hexes away, so it's a medium shot for the large laser and the LRM-10, and nothing else is going to reach, being his small laser or medium laser. So that's +2 for him running, +4 for how far that guy went. That makes it a +6. His gunnery skill is a 3, so that's a 9. It's medium range, that makes it 11, with 1 hex of light terrain, makes it got a hit on 12s. Well, for round 1, if he hits, right? With no heat, there's no reason not to. We'll start with the large laser. Does not hit. And the LRM-10 misses. Well, had to give it a try. For the Griffin's locus right here, he's firing into this locus, and it's still in his front arc, which is basically a V going out there from the front of the mech as defined in the basic rules. So, sadly, the machine guns are at medium range at 2 hexes, but he's going to unload both of those, and then his medium laser. So, he ran, that's 2. This guy moved enough to make it a 4, so that's a 6. His gunnery skill, not piloting, is a 4, which makes it 10, +2 for the trees, so it's a 12. Oh, he can't even shoot him because of the medium range on that. It's short range, so the machine guns can't even hit, but the medium laser can. Let me see, did I get that right? 2 + 4 + 4, 10, 12, +2, yep. So the medium laser can hit on a 12, and the machine guns can't hit at all due to the trees. Save the trees! And he misses anyway. And last but not least, the Vindicator's locus is going to fire at the Griffin's locus. He's fitted out with 2 medium lasers and 2 small lasers, and much like with the machine guns, the small lasers aren't going to get there because of the modifiers put it above a 12. So it'll just be the 2 medium laser shots hitting on a 12. So shot number 1, no. And shot number 2, also no. So a whole lot of missing, but pretty much a tight turn 1. After a non-eventful turn 1, turn 2 initiative for the Griffin is an 8, and for the Vindicator, it is a 4. So the Vindicator loses initiative once again. Okay, given this situation and with the Vindicator's jump jets, I think he's going to play it safe. If he goes through the shrubbery, there's a good chance this guy's just going to cut over and help finish off the locus. So, I mean, granted it hasn't been hit yet, but at 20 tons it doesn't take much, right? So the Vindicator is going to use his jump jets and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Not even change his position. Well, yeah, and then he'll stay like this just in case that locus tries to get sneaky. So that gives him a jump die with a 1 on it, since he only jumped for 4. In this case, the Griffin is going to ignore that locus entirely. Since the Vindicator has forced to move first, they're going to close in and see what they can do. So, 20-ton locus versus a 45-ton Vindicator, yeah, it should go great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right out of his arc, he ran for a whole bunch, so that gives him a black die with a +4 on it. The Vindicator's little buddy, whose sole job is to intercept this other guy, is going to pretty much mirror this, knowing that it's going to end up... Remember, backshots don't exist in this version of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Which is enough to keep that guy in his arc. He might not be able to take a shot at the Griffin, but he's not trying to. So again, that'll be a run with a +4, because those guys are just hauling tail. All right, and last but certainly not least, we have the Griffin's move. And I can see that the Vindicator has made a tactical error. The Griffin can run 8, which is surprising for 55-ton mech. But I guess that explains the fairly small loadout. Lots of maneuverability. All right. So since he can run 8, it's going to get kind of bad for the Vindicator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for running through the light woods. 7, 8. So he ran and has a +3 to his modifier for how many hexes he moved. But most importantly, he's out of that guy's line of sight. This is going to be one ugly round of shooting. So it's on to the combat declaration phase of turn 2, which is certain to be exciting. The Vindicator is declaring he's very sad because there's nobody he can shoot at. The Griffin is going to unload everything he has into the back. Well, not into the back of that one. Nah, he's not going to miss the chance. He's going to fire at the Vindicator, even though it's slightly less good. And the Vindicator's locus is going to fire at this locus, and this locus is in turn going to fire at the Vindicator. So that's going to be interesting. Here we go. With the Vindicator passing this turn, we'll move on to the Griffin, who is 4 hexes away. And let's see. He ran, so that's a +2. His gunnery skill is a 4, so that makes it a 6. +1 for his target's a 7. And he is at short range with his LRM-5 and his large laser. Wow. So he's going to hit on a 4, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's going to hit on a 7. The LRM-5 misses. That's really sad. 7 with the large laser. Oh, man. Misses. And a 9 with the medium laser. Also misses. Wow. That's just terrible. Okay. Yuck, those dice are bad. All right. Now the Vindicator's locus here is going to be firing at this locus. He'll start with his, let's see, gunnery skill 4. He ran, that's a +2. So 6 +4 for his run, that makes it a 10. Everything's obviously at short range, so hitting on 10s with everything. We'll start with the medium laser. That's a miss. The small laser. That's a miss. The other medium laser. That's a miss. And the small laser. Holy cow. All right, well, everything missed. And finally, the other locus firing into the Vindicator. It would be really cool if somebody could hit something on this turn. Let's see, so that is a +2 plus his gunnery skill of 4, +1 for that guy. So hitting on 7s with everything, so which isn't much. Medium laser, whiff. Wow. Machine gun. Hey, one thing hit. How about that? And the other machine gun also hit. So of all that ordnance, the only things that hit are 2 machine guns. Great. Well, the first machine gun location hits to the 7, which I believe is center torso. And the second one also hits to the center torso. Well, at least those are useful. I'm starting to suspect that this is like going to watch the minor league team play. You know, they maybe pass out tacos in the 7th inning and you watch the mascot run around or something. Maybe they have a little MechWarrior mascot that runs around in an inflatable Battletech suit, because yikes, these guys are not good so far. That's the end of turn 2. All right, well, after what was supposed to, expected to be a disastrous turn 2 shooting because of the miscalculation I made with where the Vindicator should land, it turned into 4 whole points of damage to a center torso, and that was it for the whole turn. On to turn 3, initiative Griffin, 9, initiative for the Vindicator, 7. So they lose out once more. Obviously, the Vindicator is going to learn his lesson and order the Locust to move first. So he is going to try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, is that likely to stay there? Of course not. But it's, at least it might force out, though, the way that guy's shooting. Why would he bother moving at all? Just stand there, turn around, and punch him. Okay, the Griffin's Locust is also going to move in a way that hopefully is helpful and not let anybody behind him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to be right out here at the edge of the board. For him, moving 6 hexes is still just walking, and that was only 3 spaces. Let's see, so that counts as a +1 for him. This Vindicator is getting tired of not being able to shoot anything, so he is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then turn his facing back this way for when he lands. So that's a jump and moved 4, so that's a +1. There we go. And finally for the Griffin, he's going to completely ignore that Locust. If he can get himself into range to shoot that guy again, which I think he can. Man, that run of 8 for a 55-tonner is really coming in handy despite his crappy shooting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just enough. So he ran and he went 7 hexes, so that's a +3. And there we go. That's the movement for turn 3. Okay, for the shooting phase, the Vindicator got his wish he could actually shoot at someone. Unfortunately, it is just this Locust, but still, at least he can actually shoot at something this time. The Griffin will be shooting at the Vindicator, no surprise there. The Vindicator's Locust is going to shoot at the Griffin because he can. And this Locust belonging to the Griffin is going to shoot at going to shoot at nothing in particular because it's too many woods in the way right there. That's 3 points. Having a couple lights, so he can't target anybody. All right, on to the shooting. Okay, the Vindicator into this Locust. We'll start with his LRM-10, which is at short range because it's 5 hexes away. He's got a gunnery skill of 3. He jumped, which adds 3. And this guy has a modifier of 1 for his motion, so that's 6, 7. Short range, so that's it. So LRM-10 on a 7. Misses. Large laser, same story. Hits. Yay, and hits to the 9, which is, what is the 9? Left leg. Oh, well, that may be very well enough just to rip that suckers off. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Large laser, 8 points. Yep, that will blow his leg clean off. So that's not good news for him. Let's see. Additionally, he's got a medium laser. That'll be hitting on a 9 because it's just into medium range, I do believe. So hitting on a 9 with the medium laser almost hits. Okay, well, the small laser is not going to hit. It's too far out of range. But at least he blew the left leg off of that locus. Okay, now for the main show, if you will, the Griffin shooting at the Vindicator. They are 3 hexes away, so that's going to be short range with everything. He ran, so that's a +2. He jumped, but only moved enough for 1 point, so that's a 3. His gunnery skill is 4, so he's hitting on 7s with pretty well everything. We'll start with the large laser. Miss. The medium laser hits, and hits to the 9, which is his... What is the 9? Left leg again. Cool. Tit for tat, I suppose. And his LRM-5 is a hit to the 11, which is the left arm. So his left side, ironically on the other side of the miniature, is getting toasted. And I almost forgot, I have to do the cluster, even for an LRM-5, despite seeming like such a small amount, how many missiles actually hit. Wow. Okay. So 1 missile hits, so he takes 1 point to the left arm. And finally, the Vindicator's locus is going to fire into the Griffin. He's at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hexes, so only the medium lasers can hit, and that is at long range. So that's a +2 for running, +3 for how far he moved, that makes it a 5. His gunnery skill is 4, that makes it a 9, and +2 for medium range. +4, because it's technically long range. Because 6 is the cutoff for medium. 3, 6, 7, he should move 1 closer. So he can't take the shot, it's above a 12. So that ends the, once again, extremely inconclusive shooting of round 3. All right, top of turn 4. The Griffin is on his own now, thanks to the other one being a smoking wreck. But he doesn't have a scratch on him yet, so let's see how this goes. So the Griffin's initiative is a 9, and the Vindicator's initiative is an 8. So of course he loses initiative again and has to go first. Well, in this case, there's nothing else to it. His locus is going to take advantage of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hope that is useful. That's walking for him. Let's see. And only moving 3, so that should be what, a +0? +1. All right. Now the Griffin, what is he going to do? All right, well, because the Griffin hasn't actually taken any damage yet, he's going to take the bait and see if he can't eliminate in 1 round this Griffin, this locus, if he can manage to shoot straight. So he's going to run and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so that gives him a +1. But he is out of the, for what it matters, the locus's fire arc. And finally, the Vindicator is finally going to be able to take advantage of his movement. And he is just going to walk, because he is already outside of that range. 1, 2, 3. 4. Might as well make it up close and personal. So he walked 4. So that gives him a +1 also. Okay, and we're on to the shooting. The locus has nothing. The Griffin has to shoot the locus, and the Vindicator is going to shoot the Griffin. So that's pretty straightforward. All right, starting off with the Vindicator into the Griffin, since the other guy has no shot. So the Vindicator is going to start off with a LRM-10, which probably hits. I probably should add that up. Let's see, he walked, so that's a +1. He has a +1 for how far he moved, and his gunnery skill is a 3. So that's a 5. Wow, okay. So yeah, the LRM-10 hits. Let's see how many of them hit. 6 on a LRM-10 is 6 missiles. That seems disappointing. So 2 locations. The first of 5 goes into the 8, which is the left torso, and the last tink goes to center torso. Again, the Griffin knew this was going to happen, but he figured, well, I'm completely undamaged, so he's hoping for a couple bad shots, which has been the case throughout this game. So next up is the Vindicator's large laser, which again is a 7, which is enough to hit, to the 5, which is the right leg, which is also completely undamaged. And that just leaves the medium laser, which definitely hits. And the dice keep rolling out of the camera. There we go. And it hits to the 9, which is the left leg. So we're keeping that all nice and evened out, I guess. And last but not least, the Vindicator's small laser, because why not? That's a hit to the 9 also, which is again the left leg for a couple more points. So despite being good shooting overall for the Vindicator, the Griffin's gamble paid off thus far, and he is still standing. So now the Griffin into the Locust. Let's see, he ran, so that gives him a +2. He walked, so that makes it a 3, plus his gunnery skill of 4. Makes it 7s. And it's short range for everything. So hitting on 7s, first with his LRM-5, is a hit to the 5, his right leg. Let's see. Well, that's not quite enough to blow it off. It's got 8 points. Then the large laser does not hit. That's sad. The medium laser does not hit. Man, this guy cannot shoot. And it just dawned on me, I once again forgot to roll for the distribution of how many of those actually land on him with his LRM-5. And the answer is, let's see, for a 9, that's 4 of them. So he took 4 points of damage to the leg, and that was all, which is ridiculous. All right, and that'll be on to turn 5. Okay, going into turn 5, Kerensky helped them all. Nobody's doing great. The Griffin's initiative is a 9, and the Vindicator's initiative takes off halfway across the table and is a 6. All right, well, once again, the Vindicator is going to order his Locust to move first, and just to avoid getting his leg blown off, he is going to sprint around in a big circle like crazy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So pretty much just running around in a circle to pick up some speed and keep himself from looking like that guy in a minute. Okay, the Griffin's up. He has a run of 8 compared to the Vindicator's 6. So he simply can't catch up to him, and it's time to put some distance into this and see if he can't even the score from a bit more range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's his run and torso twist. He moved 3, 4, 5 hexes, which gives him a +2 on his run. I feel pretty good about that, and hopefully there's not some obvious flaw in this plan so far. Puts him out of the Locust's firing arc for what it's worth, so that just leaves the Vindicator, who is obviously going to want to close. Let's see, even if he runs, I don't think he can get there. If he jumps 4. He can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, but that's going to put him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to put him in that arc. He can do it from here. That might be his best play. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to stop right there. 4, well, actually, 5, 6. There's no reason for him to stop right there when he can get even closer, stay out of his arc. He ran 6, so that gives him, what is 3 to 4 hexes, so it'd be a +2. There are 5 to 6 hexes. I think that's how many he moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, not, he doesn't. So it's a +1 for 3 to 4 hexes. Okay. Man, oh man, oh man. If he had one more twist in his torso to avoid that. All right, on to shooting. Obviously, the Locust has nothing because everybody's out of his arc again. So over to the Griffin, who is going to be shooting at the Locust, the only thing in his line of sight. Let's see, he's got a gunnery skill of 4. He ran, so that makes it a 6. He moved a lot, so that makes it a 10. And it's medium range for the large laser and the medium laser, so they're hitting on 12s. Yeah, that's going to go great. All right, so large laser, almost, but no, oh man, but no cigar. Moving the terrain around. Medium laser, hits, I'll be darned. Look at that. Look at that. Medium laser hits to the 8, which is his left leg. Excuse me, not left leg, left torso. Huh, I'll be darned. And finally, the LRM 5, which is hitting on a 10 because it's short range for it. And that misses. Still, at least he landed something with pretty low odds. Okay, now in reply, it's the Vindicator back into the side again of the Griffin, who just can't seem to shake him because he can't manage to kill off that Locust. All right, so he ran, that's a 2. He moved around, so that's a 2. So that's 4. Plus his gunnery skill of 3 makes it a 7. It's short range for most things, so he's hitting on 7s, looks like. First with the LRM 10. With a 6. He misses with the LRM 10. How about the large laser? That's a miss. How about the medium laser? That's a hit. A hit to the 4, which is his right arm. Take that, his right arm was otherwise unscratched. And small laser hits on a 11 and misses. Wow. Just wow. The shooting in this game has been something else. I thought about moving into the heavy woods to give him a additional cover, but the problem is he'll just get encircled and shot when he can't reply. So really his only strategy at this point is he's got to put his back against the wall. And the only wall is the edge of the map. So he's going to have to just head for the edge of the map. And if he heads to the corner, can he get to the corner? Let's find out. 1, 2. Well, at least that would be obstructing terrain. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can't do it that way. What if he jumped? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's the answer. He's going to jump straight from the woods since no piloting skills required. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now they literally can't get behind him. It's a little metagamey playing the edge of the map, but you got to do what you got to do when you're the last guy moving, or the last dude on your team, and you have to move first. Okay, so that makes the decisions on what the Vindicator and the Locust doing fairly easy. He might as well take advantage of the terrain and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And give himself a little bonus with his run. And he moved, what, 3 squares? So that gives him a +1, but he ran, so there we go. But he also gets a +1 for being in light woods, or excuse me, a +2 for being in light woods, +1. And the locus over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, his machine guns don't go very far. 11, 12. So that's a full up run for him, giving him the best bonus he can manage to pull, and still getting him in pretty good range for the shooting phase. Oh yeah, and he jumped and moved a full 5, which makes him in the +2 category. So not terrible, but not great. We'll see how it goes. Okay, for the start of the shooting phase, the Griffin's going, and he's going to shoot everything he's got straight at the Vindicator, because even with his +1 for light woods, it's a gunnery skill of 4. He jumped, that makes it a 3, so 7, 8, 9 to hit with everything, his LRM5 and large laser, and then an 11 to hit with his medium laser. So, and obviously the other guys are just going to unload with everything they have. So, switching dice up, maybe he'll get a little more lucky. It seems, well, everybody will use them. All right, LRM5 hitting on a 9. Well, they're apparently not any more lucky. Large laser hits. Now that actually might be useful to the 7. Well, I mean, that doesn't suck. And then a medium laser on an 11 just misses. Okay, well, at least he connected with something. Reply. The Vindicator is going to shoot everything he can, which will be everything except a small laser. He's 5 hexes away, so that's short range for the large laser and the LRM-10, medium range for the medium laser. He ran, so that's 2. He jumped, that's 2 more, that's 4. His gunnery skill is a 3, so he just hits the LRM-10, hits on a 7, and he gets it. How many of the LRM-10s hit? On a 9 on the cluster table, that tells us 8 hit. So the first 5 go to the 6, which is his right torso, which is otherwise untouched. And the other 3 go to the 8, which is his left torso, which also has a ton of armor left. Next up is his large laser, again hitting on 7s. Again he hits, and the location is 11, which is the left arm, which is also, up till now, untouched. And the medium laser hitting on a 9, misses, and the small laser can't connect. All right. So, not bad. Did some damage, but spread it all over the place, so this guy is still not in bad shape. And last but not least, this Locust, which is better armed than the other Locust was, is going to take a couple shots, well, 4 shots. He's got 2 small lasers and 2 medium lasers. The medium lasers are at short range. He ran, that's 2. He jumped, that's 2. His gunnery skill is a 4. So he's hitting on 8s with the 2 medium lasers. First one hits to the, what was that? Left arm again. He's got a little bit of armor left there. Second medium laser also hits to the 3. Which is the right arm, which is still pretty good. Okay, now the 2 small lasers, which are hitting on 12s because it's at max range. So first one misses, second one misses. Okay, well the Griffin only has 1 point of armor left on one arm, but his center torso and legs are doing great, surprisingly. The Locust has almost lost 1 leg. He's only got 4 points of armor left on it. And his left torso is not looking great, but other than that, he's fine. And up here, the Vindicator is taking some hits, but he's got a lot of armor to go. Okay, at this point in the battle, going into the next round, I'm not sure that this guy has much of a chance anymore unless he just gets lucky and finally lands a couple hits. He could actually win the game still if he does well. So, Griffin's initiative, 10. That's pretty all right. And the Vindicator's team initiative is a 3. So, fortunately for him, at least he gets to go second on the move. Locust, of course, will, I think, just back up one. because I don't know what he's going to do yet. In an attempt to lure him into doing that. Obviously, the Griffin wants to get out of as many fire arcs as possible. But is it worth it? I don't know. It might be shootout time. Those medium lasers kind of stink, though, on that Locust. So he's going to try and get out of at least that range and see if he can't finish off somebody. 5. If he runs... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's terrible. That leaves him in a bad position. He's going to have to jump again. 1, 2, 3, 4, blunk, like that. Jumping wouldn't be my first choice because it gives him a +3. But that's the only thing that's keeping his maneuverability up like that. Well, that's not good. He needs to jump one more. He's going to be right in that guy's fire arc. So he's going to land here instead, right next to the wreckage. So at least that gives him some cover from that side as a bonus. Vindicator. Is going to probably run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that'll do it. Puts him out of his arc and allows him to shoot. So that's he ran, that gives him a 2. Okay. On to shooting. So first up is the Locust, who can't hit anybody because he's facing that way, which is one of the worst things about these paper guys, by the way, and real miniature is better for. So back to the Vindicator, who is going to shoot at the Locust. And he's hitting on 7s. He jumped for, that gives him a 3, +4, +0 for that guy, basically being a sitting duck, but that was kind of the plan to lure him in. So, LRM 5 on 7s. That's a whiff. Wow, that's so sad. Large laser. That actually hits. That could finish the Locust. Large laser to the center torso. 3, 6, of all the places he could have hit, that's the one place he could actually still take a shot that big. Medium laser, also on a 7. That hits. To the 11, which is the right torso, which was previously untouched. So by sheer luck, he still lives. Okay, so that's not his right torso. It is actually his left arm. And 5 points to his left arm is enough to blow it off. Let's see. So that he loses a medium laser and a small laser in the process. So unbelievably, that Locust is still hanging on. And finally, the Vindicator, who's going to open up with his LRM 10. It's 3 +2 +2 for all the range. So that makes it hitting on 7s with his LRM 10. That actually hits. How many of them hit? That's 9 on the table, which is 8 of them. I think I'd memorize that table by now. The first 5 go to the 4, which is the right arm. That's enough to take his right arm off. The next 3 go to the 8, which is his left torso, which is in pretty good shape. Now, unfortunately, for this particular Griffin loadout, both his large laser and medium laser is on his right arm, so all he's down to is an LRM 5. So we'll finish up his shooting, but this is for the Vindicator, and that's going to be the game, I think, because he definitely is not going to win with a single LRM 5. These I don't think hit but once with. Next up is a large laser, also hitting on 7s, and that hits to the 10, which is the left arm, which is missing, almost missing, and is now blown off. And that takes care of both arms and a fair percentage of his left torso. The medium laser hits to the 7 center torso, which is fairly unscathed, and the small laser, because hey, why not? 1, 2, 4, 7, that misses. So in the end, with both arms and a lot of his left torso gone. Team Vindicator wins the game, despite losing the initiative almost the entire time. So there you have it. The Vindicator was vindicated and managed to win without even losing the Locust, even though it was close. I hope you enjoyed this one. It certainly took longer than I thought it would. Everybody was missing for so many turns. Definitely a poor man's piloting skill or gunnery skill there. Ooh. Anyway, some of those things that made it drag out like that, even though all the missing, certainly would have changed in a full-up game, because the heat sinks would have been overloading like crazy, everybody firing all their missiles and lasers constantly every single turn, which probably would have changed things out a bit. And the interesting shortcut version of the initiative makes a difference as far as who gets to go win. As you can see, it's already dark now, so this one took a while. I hope you enjoy it. I'm Ray. This has been Tiny Table Games. I'll see you next time.